As a writer, before you start writing, after you've gotten your title and probably your subtitle, is how to structure your table of content. And I told you that before getting your table of content, you should first of all do what? Make a lot of research on the title that you want to write. Okay? Because the research will give you the knowledge on how to structure your book, on how to prompt your AI. Are you getting it? So today I'm going to be showing you how to generate your cookbook content from scratch. I remember I told you that I don't use ChatGPT to get my what? Recipe. I don't use ChatGPT to get my recipe. You are to get your recipe from Pinterest, from a verified dietitian, which when you get there, you see that a lot of people are giving reviews on their recipes, multiple reviews, or a nutritionist. That way, once you copy the recipe and impute it in your book, it will also bring the same reviews for you. So without wasting much of your time, I want to show you how to write your complete cookbook. So everything I need, I've already copied it. My own is just to copy and paste and instruct my AI. What you need after you have gotten your content, okay, when you make your research, you gather all your facts and figures on what your Google Docs. Your own is just to carry it to ChatGPT and ask for an expansion. So the process of asking for an expansion is helping you to rephrase the work, or you just take it to him and said restructure in such a way is going to be organized. Do you understand? So when you tell it to restructure it, it's going to organize your content for you based on the fact that your content is not properly arranged in your Google Docs. You just copy the content bit by bit to ChatGPT to restructure it for you. Why do you need to copy your content for him to restructure? The reason is that when you are typing, when making your research, there are some basic punctuation mark you did not include in your content. So it's going to be helping you to put the punctuation mark and help you to arrange the work properly. So by the time he is done arranging the work, please listen carefully. By the time he is done arranging the entire work, do not leave that particular dashboard. What you tell him now is that from all the content that we have gathered and restructured, use it to form a comprehensive table of content. Remember, the content you restructured, they already have an heading. And even if they don't have an heading, the key points of that particular content gotten from online based on the title that you are working on, ChatGPT is going to give you a comprehensive table of content to it. And is even going to add more details to it. Are you getting it? Based on everything that we gathered, according to the ebook that I posted on the group, I will use it. I will copy and come and paste it here. Vegan and Mediterranean. I will use it to form table of content in your present, and that table of content is what I will use to form our book. The table of content is already structured. The vegan and Mediterranean diet. So I actually don't need much prompt for it. I want to post the second one now. All right. So I have posted the first and the second, the vegan and vegetarian. So now it's bringing out the table of content for the vegan diet and the Mediterranean diet. So you can see, remember the vegan and Mediterranean diet, they have similar what functions on a particular type of diseases. Both diets can help. So I'm sure that is the function is going to focus on based on the table of content that I drop. So it's structuring the table of content into parts. So this is how you get your what? Your content. Just that it's kind of what? Too much. So I'm going to ask for a concise version. All right. But the thing is that we cannot work with it too. Let's manage what we have. What I would tell him is that combine the first table of content and put it into, let me just say 10 chapters. I hope you understand. Okay. Okay, now we have gotten our table of content. Okay, so we want to generate our what? We want to just start generating our content. So I'll copy it and go and paste it in my Google Docs. Okay, I have copied my prompt. The prompt is with you guys already. So we're gonna be starting from the introduction. Okay, so here's the prompt. This prompt that you're seeing here is from the introduction ebook that I gave you, picking out the 8 steps that are explained in the ebook. Okay, then the second prompt is the prompt I normally use in generating my content. Do you understand? As you can see, it has what? I need content written in a professional scientific tone that reflect the expertise of a dietitian or researcher. So then I outlined that you should follow this instruction, about 9 of it. So reflect the expertise. So it's going to follow exactly this prompt and generate our introduction. So with the prompt I gave it now, there is a difference between when you just copy your introduction to ChatGPT without prompting it, but just telling it to give you an introduction. It will start as what? The starting point is going to be entirely different. Are you getting it? There is still another prompt whereby you want to make it look real, like you are talking about your own life experience of menopause. It's going to give it to you. Everything will be based on your prompting. So according to the prompt that we have that I gave to it, this is it. If you go to the Cookbook content generator, you will see a lot of prompts there. Your own is to copy and paste. You understand? So that's it. So this is the introduction we got. Like I said, short book. But if you are not satisfied, you ask for an expansion. So by expanding it, it will take like up to 4 page or 3 page. So it's going to expand it for us. And the expansion serves better than the first one. So our introduction, here is it. My own is to copy and paste. So we've gotten our introduction. This is our introduction. What I will do now, you see the second prompt. This second prompt here. Okay? Let me show you. This second prompt. I'm going to copy it out. We have gotten our introduction. The remaining part is to get the rest content. Do you understand? So I told you the same prompt I use in this in the introduction is the same prompt I use in generating the content, apart from the prompt of introduction. So I'm going to paste my chapter 1 here. Then I'm going to copy out this particular one because that's the only prompt that I need. Using this prompt avoids your book for having like too much plagiarism. You understand? So I'm going to paste it I'm going to paste it at the top of the chapter 1. Okay? Alright. Food. Okay, so if you can also give him the number of words that you want for this particular chapter, anything that you are doing, probably you have a targeted number of words that you want to use for your entire book. You understand? So this is it. Using this prompt is the best. I tell you, it will be humanly written. It will not be as if it's ChatGPT that wrote it for you. So I'm going to be showing you alongside how I normally put my works on table. So right now, this is the chapter 1. You can ask for an expansion. Like I said, I'm working on a short ebook based on this video. And take note, anything that you are getting from ChatGPT, always be careful of the last word it's going to send to you. So this is our chapter 1. Now I'm going to like paste it here. So I'll copy my chapter 2. The prompt is already there. So I'll go and paste it. So I believe now you understand how to generate content from ChatGPT. Okay. Then in another pattern of structuring your table of content, you can actually single-handedly pick out the way your table of content, like the way you want it to be, by going to your competitors. Okay, I'm using a free version. By going to your competitors and see how they structure their own, pick out the point that you want to pick. Are you getting it? You pick out whatever you want to pick. By the time I'm editing and proofreading, there are some words that I'm going to remove. And some things I'm going to remove. Not everything should be included in the book. So you structure it. That's the reason why you proofread. And So basically, these are just headings of explanation and all that. When you are working on your book, it should have tables, it should have structure. Like I said, it should have a me plate. So I want to, but before you can get a me plate is when you've gotten to the recipe aspect. Then you get your me plate and your protocol. You understand? Your nutrition protocol, though it's not listed here simply because it's not listed in the main table of content. The two table of content that we have is not listed there. So these are all the content. I will generate it. Okay, so let me say I've generated the entire content that I want to generate without prompt, and now I'm actually at my recipe part. I don't want this video to be long. I'm actually at my recipe part, and I've gotten my shopping list. I've showed you guys how to get shopping list, meal plan, and allergy notification. Now I want to get a meal plate. So it's going to generate a meal plate for us. So the meal plate basically is the plate structure where protein is going to be with its percentage, where fiber is going to be with its percentage. If you go to Canva, you search on the element or your design, you see meal plate, you see how it is structured. You can just go there, replace everything that you needed to replace and put in your book. So this is it. At Eddie Mediterranean meal plate. Okay, so why is at Eddie? Right now this is basically not the exact one that I want, so I can ask for restructuring by adding the percentage, sorry guys, of how the plate should be. So it's gonna be adding percentage. Perfect. So this is the meal plate here. This is the way it's supposed to be. Are you getting it? This is the way it's supposed to be. Okay, now you can actually search for the main content of a meal plate. Let me show you. What's the main content of the meal plate? What's the main content and structure of a meal plate? So it's okay. This is content. The first one it gave us was actually on recipe aspect. You get, this is the structure of a balanced meal plate. This is how it should be. So you should take note of it. Are you getting it? Take note of it. The main content and structure. This particular one is teaching. You are not to go and then copy and paste it in your book. It's telling you how you are going to structure the main content of the meal plate in your book, like main content of a balanced meal plate, the purpose, example. Are you getting it? So you see this example, these are the things that you're going to search for and impute in maybe the quarter part of the plate. Under protein is 30 to 40% of the plate. Vegetables, these are the kind of vegetables you search for. You put it on the vegetable sector and an arrow. So that's how to go about it. Then another thing is, now I'm going to tell him to use, he said, why the structure work, variety and balance and all that. Okay, he has given us based on the recipe aspect. Are you getting it? Plate summary. Okay, he gave us based on what? Recipe aspect. You can copy this recipe aspect and put in your book, but in a generalized manner. So let's see what will come out based on the prompt. All right. Okay. So you see the way I prompted it, Abby? You see the way I prompted it? So with the prompt now, this is what you are now going to add to your book. Take note. This is what you are now going to add to your book. Formatting on this aspect is very easy. You put some in double column. You put those key benefits and all the key benefits, put them in a box. Okay, so let's say I've gotten it. I want to copy this one now. So with this now, you are teaching your reader how to structure their meal plate, although you are going to give them example from Canva. Okay, so based on the fact that my limit is over, I would have told Chatgpt to generate a meal plate with everything that he has given to us. Okay, the next thing to add, the reason why I left all this one is simply because I've given you prompt on how to generate your content. So there are some content you can include. Remember, food to eat and food to avoid is not listed there, so that's where I'm focusing on. So I'm requesting for a tabular format. In another form, you can just, it's going to give you a straight format. Your own is, you just have to put it in double column and put the food to eat in a box and put the food to avoid in a box. Do you understand? So I've requested for food to eat and food to include. So I'm going to include request for nutrition protocol. This method, they just started, like, how will I put it, they just came on board. Are you getting it? They just came on board. You know, normally we just write, before now we write just our introduction and few explanation, and we'll go straight to the recipe. Then after the recipe, put a meal plan. But now put everything before your recipe. Allergy notification, your shopping list, your meal plan, your nutrition protocol, your meal plate, food to eat, food to avoid. That's the most important thing, because the people that you are writing for, they already know about what is wrong with them. Do you get? So your own now is to use diets that you want to write on to solve their problem. So everything that concerns the diet, that's what you should be focusing on. And on the aspect of, I'm going to show you everything here. So let me give us this. So this is the food to include and food to avoid. This is our nutrition protocol. Okay. All right. So I'm copying everything. Your cookbook should not just be in a straight format. I'm copying everything. Your cookbook should not just be in what? In a straight format. It should be what? Colorful. So we have our meal plate. Now we have our food to eat and food to avoid, and we have a nutrition protocol. Another important thing is, let me put this one in print layout. Okay, I'll put it in print layout. You already know how to format. If you don't know how to format, go and watch my YouTube videos. Okay. You see the way I'm doing it, okay? Click on this plus sign. You go to your border and add border line to it. You go back and put what? Put them in normal. Okay. All right. Okay. So it takes about 2 pages. All right. So this is how I generate my content too. I'm telling you. This is how I generate my content. Then after generating, I check for plagiarism before I will start formatting. Okay. So I already show you how to generate recipe and format recipe. All right, guys. So this is how to generate the necessary things you need to add in your cookbook. All right, and it is good to add visuals for your meal plate. Find a way to get your meal plate on Canva. Your own is just to go there and replace. I created a video on YouTube, is there. Then your nutrition protocol, you find a way to format it to look really attractive, putting colors and all that. As you are formatting your cookbook, add pictures to it to make it look beautiful. You see, all those points, they are very, very important. Okay. Then on all the scientific factors here, anti-inflammatory and immune system support, I've specified prompt on how to generate content like this. Your own is just to go there to the prompt guide and pick out the prompt, anyone you want, replace it with your topic and generate your prompt, or you use the particular prompt that I'm using. For those of you that have not done any one, so you can start now with this video. Thank you.